Preparing to live stream the meeting. 1 second. Setting up your meeting for YouTube Live. Done. I think we're in there. We're in there. All right, man. What's going on? What's going on? Let's get this thing started. I'm excited for this. I'm really excited for this because you know what? We are 13 days away from a brand new year. This year went super slow but super fast at the same time. You know, I think 2024 was a year for learning and going through and coming out. It was a year for a whole lot. Um, I've been seeing on my social media, folks being transparent, saying this year has been the hardest year of their life. I can actually say that this year has been the hardest year of my life, and it's just kind of like ringing and through social media for whatever reason for 2024. Then you got all the celebrity stuff going crazy, and the election and so on and so forth. And so I'm excited to see what's to come in what we create for 2025. So this is the vision party for the Poetry Business Network. And I just think it's very important for us to write the vision and make it plain. Because without that, we're just hoping something falls in our lap. And we got to be super intentional. It's very important that we get our boards out, our notebooks out, our whiteboard, however you want to present your vision. But I encourage you to not just sit and listen, take action, because in 13 days, you can lay out your 2025 in a strong way, in a very strong way. So let's jump in, y'all. Let's jump in. I can't say that we all know each other. So there's not a lot of people in here. So we can kind of go around the room real quick. Um, if if this is your first, excuse me, if this is your first time, for sure. Yeah, yeah. If this is your first time, welcome. We do this once a month, which is the Poetry Business Meetup every third Wednesday. And we wanted to theme this one, obviously, because it's the last one before the year is over. And obviously, it's a perfect time to lay out this vision. So my name is Christoph Jenkins. I'm the founder and creator of the Poet Life and the Poetry Business Network. And ultimately, I just want to be who I needed when I was trying to figure all this out. So that's who I am. Joshua, talk to us. Who are you?
My name is Joshua Clark. I am the creator of Sculpted Roses Company, an entity I have started since joining the Poetry Business Network and based out of DFW, Texas.
Sweet. Welcome. Welcome. Ecelia, welcome. You just hopped on. Talk
Hey,
to us.
hey.
We're going around the room, just kind of introducing ourselves. Who are you? And tell us what's happening.
Hey, y'all. Hey, I'm Ecelia. I'm the owner and founder of Ecelia Books LLC and Ecelia's Annual Portrait Contest. I am originally from Chicago, but now I'm down here in Georgia. And my poetry and my writing in general is basically writing to restore Black historical truth. So everything that I do always go back to the restoration of African American studies and truths that we are not taught within the American classrooms, that we're not taught in the mainstream, and all that good stuff.
Now, Now, hold on, you silly. You left out something. What just
Oh.
occurred recently? Hold on. Tell us what's happening.
Okay, so I am also the new chapter lead for the Poetry Business Network of Georgia. So I will be working with all of the poets who are in the Atlanta and Augusta and all those different places in the Georgia area to help us to build poetry businesses and all of that good stuff.
Beautiful, beautiful. As a matter of fact, Josh, you too, jump in there, bro.
Yes, sir. I am going to be the chapter lead for Poetry Business Network out of Texas. So everyone within the Texas area, myself and Christoph will be partnering and making sure all your poetry business needs are taken care of and that we're learning and growing together.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Listen, y'all, like this is cool right here. This virtual dynamic is great, but it's time. It's time. It's COVID, you know, it's remnants still here, but it's over to where we can meet in person, right? And so that's what we want to start implementing is incorporating that in-person element, right? Because this journey is lonely, man. Entrepreneurship is lonely. And a lot of times we don't have a circle of like-minded people around us, right? Usually there's like one entrepreneur in the family, and that's us. You know what I mean? And so we really don't have the opportunity to have these type of conversations with our family and friends because they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. So, you know what I'm saying? And so it gets lonely sometimes. And so being able to meet once a month on Zoom and quarterly in person is going to be a great thing. And we're going to do some community service in your areas. So, and then there's also Ohio. So right now, Texas, Georgia, Ohio, and the DMV. So those are the four that we are sparking off at the beginning of 2025. All right. Beautiful. All right. I see an accent. So Cherie.
Yes, it's Cherie. Hi, everyone. To those who have already met, my name is Cherie. I go by Cherie Jade. This is my dog, Juniper B. I'm a writer and a poet, and my writing is really to encourage people through any season of life. I write to extort, is what I say.
Beautiful. Where you located?
Oh, Atlanta.
That's right. You were at the meetup, right?
Yeah, I was at the meetup.
Well, both of y'all, Cecilia, both of y'all were at the meetup,
Yeah,
right? So y'all met each other.
Uh-huh.
All right. So y'all will be seeing each other
Yeah.
more often.
Didn't know that was gonna happen, but good to know that it's here now.
Right. That's beautiful. So you got an idea of how it will play out, and we'll get to invite, the names like, the Georgian Mees and the Talam Aces and the Rewops, all man, those stories that they were sharing were just
So
amazing. All the wisdom that they were imparting on us was dope. It was really, really awesome. All right. Tiara, what's going on? Is it Tiara or Tiara? I want to make sure.
Yeah, but I
All right, that's what I thought.
prefer Sunny. But
Sunny, that's right. Go for it.
What's the questions again? I heard everybody talk.
Just natural, who you are, where you from, what's going on?
Oh, okay. I go by Sunny. My first name is Tiara. My baby do want some. And I write because this is natural to me. I find myself finding solutions when I sit down and take the time to write. So creating a poetry business around that just makes sense to me. And I'm in Toledo, Ohio, and have a business called I Choose You Joy, which is an LLC. But I see a nonprofit forming in the near future. And I'm just building the foundation right now. Uh-oh. Okay. Well, raising my kids. And I'm
Beautiful.
doing that art and poetry. So that's what I
I
do.
got you. Beautiful, beautiful. So Ohio is one of the states that we're launching. So we'll send out that form very soon so you all can apply to join as a member of one of those chapters. All right. Latoya, what's going on?
Hello, everybody. My name is Latoya, artistically known as the Poet Lady Rose. I'm an educator, a writer, poet, filmmaker, and right now I'm just the Poet Lady Rose, but I am in the process of transitioning to an entity. I have the name, just not gonna share it yet until I get everything squared away. And I'm just, I perform, but really I want to pivot into more of the educational space and corporate space and just really focus using poetry as a way to really impact people in their personal lives. So whether it's suicide prevention, you know, social skills, just in those areas, really expanding what poetry is able to do and helping other people see that as well. So
Beautiful, beautiful. And Latoya just graduated from the November cohort, the transformation cohort, and she's one of the three who graduated. So congratulations to Latoya. She's definitely gained a lot of knowledge in those 3 days in November, those three Mondays, and really excited to see all of the implementation of what she's gained there. So congratulations, Latoya. Awesome work. Beautiful, beautiful. You got to invest in yourself, y'all. You got to invest in yourself. That's the only way this is going to work. And here's the thing about self-investment. People can tell how much you do and don't invest in yourself. They can tell whether or not you do or you don't. Right? Like I can tell, Latoya's investing in herself. I can tell by her actions. I can tell Celia, if you turn that camera around, I'm sure you'll see one of her retractable banners, and you know what I'm saying. I can tell by presentation. So others can as well. But on the flip side, people can also tell that they don't really invest in herself like that, man. Like, and if she did, man, she would, you know. Tamara, talk to us. How are you?
Hi, my name is Tamara Cosby. I'm based in Queens, New York. I'm happy to be here because I've missed a few of these.
Mm,
But I saw that it was like a vision party, and that's really something I need
yeah.
going forward into 2025. I became artist in residence this year
What?
through the Public Housing Community Fund. They started a a pilot artist residency in each borough at a community center. And so for Queens, it is where I live. And
Mm-hmm.
so I tried to run away from the opportunity, but I just kept getting confirmations that I should go for it, and I did. And I didn't expect to get it, but I got it. And
Wow.
so it's been like I haven't started. So to make a long story short, I have to come up with programming um, at the community center, and I also have to come up with a public art installation to be in the public housing development. And so it's very out of my comfort zone because I started off just as a page poet and then ended up doing open mics and getting features and stuff like that. But I know that you're big on becoming an entity since I've like
Sure,
been in tune with the poet life. So
sure,
I just like was like, yeah, I need to get back get back in tune and
man. Listen,
yeah.
yeah, because where you're going, you're gonna need all of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And really, since things are already in motion, you need to catch, like you said, you need to catch up
Yeah.
to your growth.
Hmm.
You know, so that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Now, so tell us what made you like hesitate to take it.
Um, because at first when I was reading what the community was looking for, I didn't
Mm,
see like poetry as one of the main things. But then when I revisited it, I saw spoken word was there. It just wasn't like the top three, but it was still there. And
got it.
also because I didn't feel like I was qualified. And even though I may not be, God qualified me for it. Because I wouldn't have been chosen if I'm not capable to do it.
Wow.
So
Wow. And this happens often. Other people see more than us than we see in ourselves.
yeah.
We got to flip that.
Hmm.
We got to flip that, y'all. Like we have to see more in us than other people see in us.
Hmm.
And but also not just within us, but in our art.
Yeah.
If you all understood that people outside of poetry are so intrigued with poetry, but poets, being our own worst critics, are like, nobody like poetry like that, man. You know, like we got to flip that. We got to, like, in 2025, poetry needs to be it. And it can be, and it's going in that direction. But it takes us to see that it can and is, like it can be and is like like everybody else can't see more in poetry than we do. You know, it's not fair to poetry. Poetry's like, yo, like, what's up, y'all? What we doing? Poetry said, I'm trying to be lit. I need y'all to get on y'all game. Like it's already been eternity. Like I've been here since the beginning of time. Like it's about that time. So let's get to it. Let's lay this vision out. And oh, Pierre, my apologies. Pierre, talk to us. Oh, y'all, if y'all don't if y'all don't know who Pierre is, y'all missing out on the show on our YouTube channel, Poet Life Unscripted. He is the feature of this series, and he's doing an awesome job, man. Pierre, what's up?
What's up? What's up? What's up? Come
What's
on
up,
now,
man?
where that energy at, yo? Come on. Let's go, man. We about to crush this year, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
man. Yeah,
Belief, identity drives belief, belief drives the emotion, emotion drives the action, action drives the results. And we about to get it this year all together. Connection, contribution, and creativity. We about to make it happen.
my
So
man.
I'm out here in Cleveland, Ohio right now. And my poetry business is based on addiction and recovery and helping people with mental health and helping them step out of their past trauma and into their natural ability and work in their creativity to make their lives a better place to live at, and just really tapping in to their
Love it.
creativity. And I'm happy to be here. I'm excited about this year because we about to crush it. I don't need everybody to say we about to crush it.
We
I need
about to
everybody
crush
to
it,
say we
man.
about to crush it.
We about to
Let's
crush
go.
it.
That's what I'm
No,
talking
no,
about.
say it. Say we about to crush it.
We about to
Let's
crush
get
it.
it.
Crush it.
Come on, we need to start there.
Yes.
Because we gonna have to need that high energy because that's where we gonna get it at. That's where it's gonna start at, right?
Speaking
That
facts.
high energy and just bringing in your unique self, and we all gonna connect, and we just gonna make it happen. Just how we need to bring in the 2025. All right.
Hey, Pierre's in Ohio. Ohio about to be crazy. So Pierre, that's one of the chapters that we launched, man. So
Oh, wow.
and then wait, hold on. Sonny, you said you're in Ohio, right?
Yeah, and
Oh man.
I was going to ask him, are you staying in Ohio? Because I know he was in Florida.
Hey, tell him Pierre, you gotta watch the show.
You gotta watch the show. You gotta watch the show.
He must have got that contract. See, I think I seen an episode or two.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Things are looking good his way, man. So
Yeah, I got the workshop coming up too, January 11th at the Addiction Recovery Center.
good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, man. This is what it is. This is how it's possible. You know, we just want to keep giving examples. We ultimately want to put it out there to show you and others, even people outside of poetry, who see it and say, you know, I don't know how it can be money in poetry. I don't know how there can be a career. We just want to show the examples of the possibilities of poetry. All right. All right, cool. Let's get this party started, man. Let's get this party started. I always like to start with our wins. If that's all right, I want to start with our wins. So do me a favor, drop in the chat a win that took place in the past week or two. I know it's been some time since we talked, or just the past month, since we haven't, you know, done this in a month. So drop your wins, and I'll take 3 on camera so we can keep this ball rolling. All right. So if you're not speaking on one of your wins, drop it in the chat for me. All right. So raise your hand if you have a win that you want to share verbally. Who we got? Sonny, rock with me. Let's go.
I would say, my brain just shut down.
You good?
Oh my gosh.
You got that many wins?
No, it was, that's what it was. I got on a call with Vanessa Allen, actually. We in a separate space together as well. And we was just chopping it up, you know, kind of enlightening each other about our stories and backgrounds. And I got off the call and I felt moved to like sit down and have basically some time with my ancestors. And my ancestors was like, we ain't even got no message for you because you already know what to do. It's like, you know that you have everything that you've been intended to do for a long time inside of you. So just do it. And so I just been moving on it and not being super vocal about it, just like taking the steps to, like you've been telling me, establish that foundation and being patient in that process. So it's just been paying off. And I'm gonna be featured in an article coming here soon. And that made me really happy because it made me think about Backpack Jeff and how those opportunities get the rolling in from that exposure, that exposure opportunity. So that was great.
Beautiful. That's dope. Yeah, no. Yeah. Let's we spoke about this, I think last month. I can't remember. But let's stop looking at the word exposure as something ugly. All right? Like exposure is an opportunity, and it's beautiful. All right? And it's so important for us to flip that on its head because it's too much of a trend to look at exposure as something bad. Okay? You just need to know how to leverage the exposure. People hear exposure and run away from it and don't realize that exposure is an opportunity. All right. All right, cool. Cherie says, I found a group of Christian poets by accident, but it was God. Awesome. So you're creating your circle. You're creating your circle. I love it. I love it. Beautiful. Tamra says, this month I completed my work plan for the residency. That's good stuff. Good stuff. Definitely. So now you can just keep on enhancing it. All right. Yep. Yep. Get the base, the foundation of it done. And now just keep meditating on it and tweaking it with new ideas. So it's like exceptional. First it's good. Now it's like, okay, this is getting really good. Now it's time to like give it some excellence, and test it on some people that you trust that will give you positive feedback. All right. You don't go to the people that you know that are just straight negative. Don't go to them. All right. Latoya, go for it.
I launched the flyers for upcoming workshops for next month. And as you know, it's partnering with the local library here, and those workshops are actually going to feed into a larger event. So I've been really posting those, and people have been sharing them and everything like that. So it's getting some buzz around that. And then because of that, sharing that, because I've been posting on my stories on my page, but I also have been DMing those flyers and the link individually. I don't know how many I've sent out DMs, and so as a result of that, I haven't even responded to her yet because she just DM'd me earlier today and offered to be on a radio show to share that. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah, document all of that. Document all of that as those wins and opportunities come about. Create a reel. Go live. Show your excitement. Just like you're sharing wins here, share your wins with your supporters. Let them clap you up. Let them give you a standing ovation, right? Because they've gone from followers to supporters, they want to see and celebrate your accomplishments, your milestones. So give them that opportunity. All right. Joshua.
Okay, so I just learned this week that my first speaking engagement, I'm going to go speak with some teens youth ministry out in Midland, Texas, and they are flying me out there.
Wait, hold on. Don't just run past that. Hold on, what we doing? Okay, all right. How did this come about? Come on now.
So the youth ministry is a connection with my sister. She's been working out there for a while, and they have different people come out there and speak and just talk with the youth and motivate them. And so as my season in business has progressed, we've talked about coming out at some point and working with them and partnering. And so we scheduled something, I guess last month we started talking about it and getting stuff together. And then I met with their creative person, and we went over the schedule, what to expect, what's expected of me, and just what the day is going to look like. And then they messaged me, emailed me, and they're like, hey, we're going to fly you out there. And I was like, that's even better. And so that was a really cool moment. And that's going to be my first speaking engagement of 2025. And I'm also going to be implementing a new spoken word and my new curriculum into that talk, and I'll get a lot of good content, and it'll be my first time getting to like kind of workshop and work with youth within my business, and so looking forward to that.
Man, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Who wants to be flown out? Who wants to be flued out in 2025?
You know, all right.
Yeah, yeah.
Watch
Come on now. Like
out.
that I told y'all, that's the real dopamine hits.
Mm.
The likes and comments, those are cool. You know, they like my reel. Okay, great. But when you got somebody responding to your email, somebody is actually picking up the phone when you call, that's the real dopamine hit, man. Especially when it's in response to something that you've created from nothing. You know, that's what makes the late nights, the 9:35 time frame, you know. Notice again, there's only 6 people on here. You would think if more people wanted to do some things with their poetry that they would be on here. They see it, but it's only a chosen few that will actually do this work. I'm never surprised when I go and do a poetry business workshop and there's only 4 or 5 people. Never surprised, because this work is unpopular. It's not trendy. And it's unfortunate. Like if we did the work that sustains the art, we would be able to do more art, you know? So you all are in the right place, and I appreciate and congratulate all of you all for putting yourselves in this space here, right? Sonny said, if I can go back, Sonny said, I also look at my vision board for this year and see that I have checked off some of those goals in regard to lifestyle changes. So that's fire too. That's, man, listen, like go back to what you've written down, you know, and notice that you've actually achieved. Now, what if you were even more intentional and like left your vision board and vision notebook always visible, and you're checking it off throughout the year, not just at the end of the year? Imagine adding more to it because you start checking stuff off, and then at the end of the year, you're like, yo, I've done this, that, this, that, this, that, the third. Like, I've done so much this year, and I plan to do a whole lot more in 2025. That means in 5 years, you're light years ahead of yourself if you did not do the work. That's what separates you from the average person. It sounds cliche, the average person, but it's an unfortunate thing that people see themselves as an average person. Like average grades, average, you know what I'm saying? Like so let's get out of the, you know, I'm an average person space, because that's not where we want to be. That's not excellence. That's not extraordinary. You don't stand out that way. You fit in, you know, but let's begin to stand out, because when you stand out, that's when you start getting calls. They can't like attract to you, or they can't point a finger at you if you're in the crowd of people. Everybody looking like, you talking to me? You know what I'm saying? So let's begin to stand out in 2025, but it takes us doing some different things. So it's a good transition, right? It's a good transition to what are some different things that we have not done before. Like Joshua just said, he has his first speaking engagement where they're flying him out. Like so what are some things that you have not done before that you want to do in 2025? Let's talk about it. Let's take 3 verbal and the rest in the chat. Raise your hand and let's get to it. What are some things that you have not done that you want to do in 2025? Latoya, go for it.
So I'm gonna preface this with I watched your series with Pierre, and you mentioned in there about someone doing poetry residencies at hotels. That really piqued my interest. I went down the rabbit hole on Chat GBT.
Yeah.
And I put in there, just different packages, basically. Yeah, it would be great to do a long-term one, but what about, because I am in Portland, maybe somebody, can't afford to fly me out every month, but maybe we can do a shortened, condensed one. So I spent some time on there and I was just amazed at all of the different structures and packages and everything. And so I really, really am planning on that. Might be my signature offering because it has the different levels. And also, even though I know I told you before about my signature offering, I can fit my previous signature offering. It can fit within the residency model. So I am like super excited to, get that going. Because I even put in there about resorts. Like I upped to the level, not just the hotel, but resort. Because yes, I want to get flued out.
Yeah.
So I was really because when you mentioned it, it was hard for me to imagine how that would look. And so I went to Chat GPT and had it help me, piece that out and how it could look. And it was amazing. So I had already been using Chat GPT, but you just really opened it up even more for me. So that I am excited about that because again, it could be a 1 day thing, it could be a multiple day thing, it could be something leading up to a performance, or what I just thought about today, it could be part of an employer's EAP, employer assistance programs, for people who need time out and, maybe need that one-on-one, especially because I was a therapist. I was never licensed, but just because I still had that experience,
Right.
that can still be a plus for me to be able to
Right.
sit down with somebody and help them express themselves through poetry. So I'm excited about that.
Endless, limitless imagination. Like let's employ our imagination. The poet on call at the hotel. Listen, I'm so mad because I meant to capture a reel while I was there, but this past weekend, celebrating my wife's 39th birthday. And she said, here are the instructions. I want something romantic or this, that. Okay. All right. Got you. Yeah. So I did a bed and breakfast here in Maryland and got everything that she said she wanted and all that good stuff. But I was there at the bed and breakfast, owned and ran and facilitated by, a Black married couple, which is dope in and of itself. And in our room was the Angelou room or suite. My Angelou, yeah, right. And so on the nightstand was a frame of a poem in the bed and breakfast. And I saw the byline. It's from, I can't remember her name, but it's obviously from a poet. But they wrote a signature poem for that bed and breakfast. I would imagine it may be, I don't know if it's in the other rooms, but I knew it was in that room. But that in and of itself, instead of a picture there was a poem on the nightstand, right? Just think about the difference and the different dynamic of it being a picture or being a poem. Now you got somebody sitting there reading, picking up the frame and reading it. Like, wow, this is. So I say that to say, if the owners of a bed and breakfast sees the value in that, hotel will as well. Airbnb owners would as well. You understand what I'm saying? Whatever, because it's a creative, attractive way to present a message. So I say that to say, don't be fearful of introducing something weird. To others, it's weird. Like, what? Like a poet work at a hotel? Yeah, because you're able to articulate what poetry is and what it does. And they be like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. So I wanted to share that with you. And again, I'm super upset. I was pulling off and I was like, oh man, I meant to shoot that reel, but I wanted to show everybody that establishments see the value in creative presentation. Sonny, go for it.
I just want to say shout out to ChatGPT because sometimes I just want to talk to ChatGPT just to see what you think. Like proposals and all of the business things too. Like ChatGPT, I put my logo into ChatGPT and it like broke down the colors in the I put like my pillars in it first and then it broke down the colors and formatted into the pillars and I was just like, thank you. Like I have a second brain on my phone and I can come back to it so that the frazzledness of being a mother of 3 children does not, it don't get lost in the parenthood and being a person. But so thank you to chat.
Yeah.
I just think that that's super dope that these little moments can create like a ripple in like magnetism as well.
Right.
Like, did you tell them, hey, I'm Christoph of the Poet Life, or you just ended up in the Angela role?
I saw it in the options when I was booking the room, and I think that was the last rooms that don't tell her, but I did it last minute. But yeah, no, no, I didn't. They had no clue.
Yeah, so
They had no clue.
magnetism.
Yeah.
Great, because like we're such powerful people, and it's like it took me a long time to get back to this point. So my thing that I'm already really doing, but going to focus on in 2025 is, like I said earlier, kind of trusting myself. Like a lot of times I go back and forth on things, like something will just drop inside my soul and it's like, do that. But then I sit there and like go through all the reasons why I shouldn't rather than just getting up and doing it. So like blind trust in like what God gives me and myself being, I think, I do not want to obliterate your name, but the chocolate lady with the locks at the bottom.
Ecelia.
Ecelia. Yes.
There you go.
She said something about I'm forgetting. You said something about something that was of importance. But yes, just God, if God wouldn't have gave it to you if you weren't trusted to, carry it out, basically, is what I got from what you were saying. So for me, especially in business, that's what I plan to live in through 2025 and the rest of my years in this dimension. for sure,
Yeah.
because it's mine. It's given to me with a very specific intent. Mental health, self-care, self-esteem, focus. Through art is my business ideal overhead. So yeah, I'ma just trust it and just flow with it without a doubt.
For sure. Cecilia, jump in there.
I don't know how to do nothing tonight. No, I was trying to raise my emoji hand, but okay, so so what I want to do better in 2025 is kind of like in-person networking more, and by that I mean going to more of the poetry spots that's in the Atlanta area and just kind of networking with the poets of Georgia more, especially with this new position. Because one of the things is that there has been not a stumbling block, but distance wise, I'm actually in Dallas, Georgia. So that's like an hour away from Atlanta, could be more with the crazy traffic. So I haven't been able to really get out there in public as much as I would like to. But now I can make a more of an intention to set aside certain days of going out there. Maybe, you know, there's a poetry night every Tuesday, going out, introducing myself, networking, hit up Georgia Me. I think she gave me her number, and just kind of like connect like that. So when I think about something I haven't done, that's something that I really want to do more of, is those person to person connections.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, here's the thing about the in-person things, you know, evaluate your current situation. Evaluate your current situation and be honest with it. You know, there are seasons where you just got to be quarantined in the house. It has nothing to do with COVID. You know, it's just one of those, like, that's me for right now. You know, young kids, you know, homeschool. It's just a season where I have to be in. So now it's like, okay, cool. Let me accept that and protect the times that I do have to go out and save those times for more intentional purposes. Right? So let me save the times that I need to get out for meetings in person, for projects and clients, as it relates to events and projects that, you know, I have signed up for, as far as, you know, clientele. Don't feel like it has to be an open mic, and let them miss you.
Okay, good.
Let them miss you and watch how the features come your way, because they have not seen you in so long.
Gotcha.
You understand? If you have not seen me in a while, it means I'm working.
Right.
Right? So and if they know that's your MO, your modus operandi, if they know that, like, you work, you on your game, then they know that if you're not at the open mic, you're probably somewhere performing because you're getting paid to perform.
Right.
Right? And so, and you're documenting your process so they actually see you working.
Right.
You're showing the work.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very important that poets step away from the open mic periodically on purpose.
Yeah.
You know, because you're saturating yourself. you're saturating your poems. And why would they want you to feature if you're performing every last poem that you got in your portfolio?
Right.
We heard them all.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So become elusive a bit, and don't feel bad that you're not out in the streets.
Okay, that's good because I'm not.
Nah,
They don't
don't
see me
feel.
at all. So that's good.
Yeah, and when they do, it's like, yo,
Right.
whoa, it's been a while. Like, it's like a
Right.
homecoming. It's like a
Okay.
reunion. Yeah, yeah. I don't because I can't. But when I'm able to, it's like, man, what's up, girl? I see you working out there, And if you're not getting those responses, you're not documenting your process enough.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't hear, yo, I love what you're doing out there, man. It's beautiful, this, that, and the third. If those are not your interactions, you're not documenting your process enough.
Gotcha.
All right. Show your work. I don't care if you're sitting at your desk, put the phone on the tripod, do a 30-second of you actually typing and put a motivational, original sound in the background that speaks to and resonates with what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
That goes a long way. That goes a long way. All right. Yeah, fear of missing out from, yeah, for sure. I understand. Getting over it though. Yeah, what's mine is mine for sure. Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah. But there's so much value in absence. What is it? Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not just in romantic relationships,
Right. Right.
in relationships, period. Especially if you're a dope poet. They're gonna try to pull you out. All right, pull me out with a feature.
They don't have to, cause baby, I'm being a house.
You want me to come back out? Cool, not a problem.
Right.
But I have to be more intentional with my time.
Mm-hmm.
I can't just be willy-nilly with my time and at the open mic every single month.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Cool. I've nicknamed myself the Barbara Streisand of spoken word. It's a treat to see me when I decide to pop out. I know that's right. Yeah, real talk. Value your time, man, because that's what's most valuable, because you can't get it back. Time is a limited edition, always. It's always limited edition because you can't get it back. All right. I agree. That's what I do. All right, cool. All right. So did we state? I think we got like two. Like what are you come on? All right, this is the vision. We'll cast out the vision. What are some things that you have not done that you want to do in 2025? Pierre.
I wanted to do a poetry tour.
Okay,
So
all right, beautiful. All
I'm
right.
gonna start that in California sometime at the end of this month. I'm just gonna
Oh,
go out there. I'm just gonna go out to California. There's a couple of people I know out there, and I realized that just not so on social media, we know people on there, and when you build your network, you could build a network of people that live in those certain states where you can go and do a poetry tour. It could be for like 3 days, and they come back to your home state and network. Not just go out there, but introduce them to the poets that don't know about building a poetry business, and you can introduce them to the Poetry Business Network workbook. And
yeah,
while you go, you know what I'm saying?
for
And you
sure.
could network with other poets when you do your tour. And not just go on tour, I could go to other rehab centers while I'm out there too, to addiction and rehab centers, and do open mics and connect with other poets.
Got you. So the thing about tours, you want it to be as purposeful as possible, as honed in as possible. as thematic as possible. You want it to have a theme.
Mhm.
What am I coming to see you for? Um, when it is more dialed in, it is more attractive.
Mhm.
And in 2025, I want us to be as intentional as possible. Meaning, so, all right, cool, we're going to California. I want you to already know what your itinerary is. Let's 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 let the obscurity go. Let's get real clear. Let's get real clear on our year. And that way, when you're clear, your supporters are clear on what your plans are. If you aren't clear, you aren't posting clear. If you're chaotic, what you're posting is chaotic. And it's confusing. So when you're clear, you limit the amount of questions that people have. When you post clearly, you answer questions in what you've presented, in what you've posted. When you're clear, your website is clear. So by the time the person who went to your website to know more about you, they have less questions because they got their questions answered in there on your website. And if somebody's confused about you or what you present, they're less likely to do work with you. But you'll never know it because they won't reach out. You see what I'm saying? So let's use these next 13 days to get super clear, because y'all seen how fast 2024 went. It's already December, bro. It's crazy. It was just 4th of July, like, you know what I mean? It was just Halloween yesterday, like Thanksgiving, and those are months of, it's just time is not even a thing anymore at this point. So because we know that, we can't play with it. You understand what I'm saying? Like you already know the first 3 months of the year are going to go like that. It's going to be a bunch of happy New Year's, and then those happy New Year's stop, and it's already end of March. It's wild. So let's plan out. I know we're talking about the whole year, but I put a challenge out on our YouTube channel. And that was to let's write down 3 things that we want to accomplish in the next 3 months. 3 things. That way, again, we're clear. Oh, all right, cool. I'm focusing on 3 things. I can do that. I can focus on 3 things, and now I know the goals and I know the time frame. So that means I can work backwards, which means I can reverse engineer my plan. Right? To say, all right, cool. By the end of March, what is it, 31 days of March? By the end of March, the event needs to have taken place. That means a month and a half, I need to have the event already planned out because now I'm promoting it. Right? Cool. That means that is mid-January. Mid-January is a month from now. That means I have no time for real. 3 months sounds like a long, but it's not. when you're working towards something, time goes even faster. It's like faster than bills almost. You know how fast your bills come. When you're working on an event, Latoya will tell you, man, it's not enough time. I don't care if you give yourself 6 months. So let's get those three things down, prioritize those three things, and get them done by any means necessary. Okay. All right. Tamara said number one, create a link tree. Very good. Because these three things don't have to be massive. They don't have to be massive. Definitely create a link tree and also look at the other options. I know Linktree is super popular, but there are other apps or applications or websites that are popping up that are really awesome, where the header can be a video and some other stuff. I don't know what they are, but I've seen them. Seen one today. Go to Social Docs. It's a young lady, it's a Christian young lady. She's an entrepreneur. Social DOX, and click the link in her bio. I went to her page today. She does a lot of digital products and things, but her link app is not Linktree, it's something else, and it's very attractive. All right, I just can't tell you what the name of it is right now, but her social media is Social Docs, Social DOX. Check hers out. Her header is like a video of her talking and things of that nature, so it's really dope. Execute public art installation. Nice. That's a nice project right there. That's a dope project right there. And then facilitate poetry workshops at Eagle Island Summer Camp. Okay, beautiful. Tamara, I would imagine you know somebody there already, or no, not yet. You're on mute if you're talking. I'll wait till she come back. But that's great. So she has her three that she needs to work on. She'll prioritize the three based on level of difficulty, you know, how much time it may take. Obviously, Linktree one won't take as much time, but it will add a lot of value in her presentation, because that's one link that can not just be in her bio, but she can send that link just like you would send out your website to somebody. You see what I'm saying? Beautiful, beautiful. Anybody else got three? You don't have to have them right now, but I want you to start thinking about anybody else have three. Get comfortable off social media to avoid influence through my creative. Say more, Sonny. Tell me what you're saying.
It's like how Tyler Perry would go to an island to like write out a year or two worth of his content.
I see what you're saying. Got it.
And I got. What you say? I'm sorry.
No, I said totally understand. Go ahead.
And I'm reading from my.
All right, she broke up. She froze a little bit. Would say it again?
The foundation to my LLC. So just making sure that I have actual systems in place and to publish my book and just create more digital products for passive income.
I got you. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Joshua, what you got?
The first thing is I want to have completed at least one workshop for my curriculum that I'm doing, and have some content ready to post, so I can then start sharing the services within the curriculum to schools, and the goal is to have my curriculum in a school by the beginning of the next school year. and I want to start to create more ROI for my business and for organizations to recognize what my business is and what we stand for. And start to create a small community of engagement where people see me in person and recognize me from socials and vice versa, and they can say, okay, oh, that's Roses, that's Joshua from Sculptor Roses Company, and he talks about this, he represents this, he partners with these people. If you need help, you should talk to him, or he'd be a good person to contact. And then I want to have 20 poems memorized by that time that I just got ready in the bag, that are that can fit in any setting.
Okay. That's good. That's good. That's very good, man. With your poetry, yeah, with your poetry, I would say be careful with memorizing a lot. Just be careful and be more intentional with your memory. What am I saying? I'm saying if you plan to offer more customized poetry, and I don't know, your memory capacity, how many poems you can hold. But make sure those 20 or however many are going to be employed often.
Yeah, definitely. They're not just favorites or stuff that I like. These are they're definitely going to be staples, features and stuff that I can use to collaborate with businesses and organizations, and that will be focal points in workshops, any speaking engagements, things of that nature that I'm going to use. I just want to have them ready and be comfortable with them, because right now, a lot of times I do write and customize based on what the topic is, the theme is, and where I'm going to be speaking at, and then I have to memorize it. And so I want to have some that are ready to go, and definitely still will be customizing and working to fit with whatever is needed. But I want to just have, hey, here's this option if this is ready for you, fits, and just creating less work for eventually. Yeah.
Right. And that's my whole point. That's my whole point. Beautiful. For my performers, in your system of taking your clients through your process, know yourself and how much time you need to memorize a poem. Someone interested in working with you and they want a customized piece, don't be so pressed to take the job and the job is tomorrow, right? Because it's all about the end result. You don't want to get up there and then blame them because they only gave you a little bit of time. No, that's not their fault, it's yours. Right? So already know how much time you need. And here's the thing, it doesn't always have to be memorized, especially if it's a customized piece. Think about public speakers like the president. Do you think he speaks those those speeches or says those speeches by memory. No, he has a clear teleprompter. Like he has 3 of them, one here, and one here. So that gives him the opportunity to look here, and look there. They speak so much. They're not memorizing all those speeches. They've just gotten very good with teleprompters to the point where you can't tell. So get very good with familiarizing the poem, not so much memorizing the poem. Because even, again, public speakers look down, look up, look down, look up. Preachers preach every Sunday. Some of them are that good, skill-wise, that they can take their outline and just run with it, and they just, walk in the pulpit. But majority, they're going up and down, but they've familiarized themselves with it so well that it doesn't take away from their presentation. All right. So evaluate how much time it will take you to memorize a piece, because some opportunities you want to memorize. If it's TV, if it's a big stage, you want that memorized, right? So if you need 3 months to like really get it in your system, not just, oh, I got it, right? Then that needs to be stated in the discovery call. When they go for that customized piece, gotcha. So when is the event? Okay, 3 months from now, not a problem. Anything sooner than 3 months, just wanted to let you know that, it won't be memorized, but it will be familiarized, which means I'm still going to give you a great performance, but I will be using a podium or, my notebook. Oh, that's not a problem. That means you're being totally honest with them, and they appreciate that. So yes, that's why I see that these systems, and taking my time to get them together and down packed is so vital, because I don't want to be flimsy. Yeah. Nobody wants to pay for you fumbling. It's all right to fumble at an open mic. Take your time. Take it. You got it, all that. But when it comes to business, if you booked a singer or a rapper, you're not paying for them to mess up on their own raps or their own songs. But we've made it so okay to fumble on our poetry, because we've been doing it so much at open mics, and we've been practicing poems at open mics, and we think it's okay to also do it out here on Page Stage. It's not okay. You understand that I've had to give back $500 for a refund because a poet messed up on their poem. And that was me saying, I'll not a problem. I'll give you a refund, because I'm saying that I have the best poets in the world. And to protect my name, because they're not coming at the poet. I hired the poet. They hired me. The client hired me, right? So they're not going to the employee. They're going to the employer, saying your employee did not perform. And what's wild is I asked the other poet that was there, all right, tell me, how bad was this? See, in the poet's eyes, it wasn't that bad. It was, But when somebody's paying you $300, $400, or $500, they don't want to stutter. They don't want nothing. They want excellence. That's what they paid for. You know? So even the poems that you really know, like Get Back in the Bag, like you don't know it. Don't go out there. All that. I do that poem all the time. So you don't even rehearse. Don't do that to yourself. You know? So yeah. So beautiful, beautiful. All right. Let me ask y'all this. In 13 days, what are y'all gonna get done before the year is out? I'll tell you what I'm doing. I am dropping an ebook on Christmas Day. And that ebook will be to teach poets and authors how to sell more books. I've been doing market research, meaning asking questions to poets and authors like, what's your biggest pain point? It's the books, man. You know, and part of the reason for that is we just start writing out of passion, but we have no plan of selling it. And then we end up giving a book away, just handing it out of frustration, out of resentment, you know, resenting yourself for not creating a plan of action. Sonny said, stop talking about me like that. Yeah. Like, you know, poets that get excited, say, hey man, I'm about to drop a book. Oh, okay. Why'd you write it? Won't have a response. What do you mean? That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed I'm a writer, so I write. But you have not created the demand for it. So you can't wonder why it's not selling. You haven't created the demand for it. I the workbook in the journal was only put out the time it was put out is because the demand was there for it. After we start doing the Instagram lives and doing those challenges, you know, there was a demand for something more formalized. So don't get so excited and rush something out without a plan. You'll only get disappointed and you'll want to stop. Don't do that to yourself. It goes hand in hand with what we're doing here, the love for the poetry, but the responsibility of the business. And that's the business behind books. Creating a plan. What's the rollout? What about the pre-orders? The pre-orders will tell you whether or not somebody go buy the book. You use the cover of, you know, you can design the cover of the book without even writing the book. And put that cover out there as the announcement, and the announcement says they go on pre-order on this date. You're testing the waters. You're putting the bug in someone's ear, and you're watching their reaction. Oh shoot, really? Man, I can't wait. When is the pre-order? So you put that pre-order out, that says how many they're going to purchase, and on that pre-order, they actually purchased the pre-order. So now you can use that money and not have to use the money out your own pocket. right? So, but again, it's analytics. It tells you how many you need to get printed. You might not need to get 100, 200, 300 books printed if only 50 people said they wanted. But at the very least, you got 50 people that just bought a pre-order. There's a process to this. Don't just drop no books in 2025. Like basically have the discipline. Like resist your excitement to make sure you respect that book enough. Like, because your projects are your babies, right? You're not just gonna throw your baby out there. You're gonna make sure it has a soft landing, you know? So yep, did pre-orders for my Black History book and it was successful. People started buying it months before the release. Yeah. And now you got a pot of money to put some marketing to it. You can use that money to either finish publishing it and or put some money into the marketing. So in the next 7 days, I'll be dropping that ebook. And don't see an ebook as a fake book. Ebooks are very valuable because they're very convenient. Everybody got an iPad, everybody got a tablet, everybody got a phone. Everything is going digital anyway. But even with the ebook, you still have the opportunity to print hard copies. Am I putting it on Amazon? I will put it on Amazon just to say that it's on Amazon. Because people ask that, you know, and for people outside of, you know, being authors, if it ain't on Amazon, it ain't, you know. So just for presentation purposes, it'll be on Amazon, but I push it through my website. I want you to download it from my website because I want you to come to my website. It creates traffic to my website. Now you can see all of the services that I offer and all of the work that I've done, right? But intentionally and purposefully, I'll have people go to Amazon just to get those reviews. But I want all my money. Yes. Well, you say what? I see the Poetry Business book is on there, but it's sold out. Thank you for telling me. I need to see what's up with that. I
Or
appreciate that.
it says something like it's not available and it doesn't know the next time or something like that.
Got you. Yeah, I need to check out Book Baby and see what's going on. Cool. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I need to check that out. But yeah, so what can we get done? Like who said the link tree? Was that you, Cherie? No, who was that? Sonny?
It was me.
Oh, Tamara. So can we get the link tree done before the year is out?
So yes, however, I want to have links to put in the link tree.
For sure. I got you. At the very least, you can land on which application. You can do the research within these next 13 days and land on which app. Yeah. Okay, cool. Totally understand that. Yeah. Beautiful. So again, yes, spend this time with family. But we're no longer individuals. Individuals chop a whole 2 weeks off the end of the year and say that all I'm doing is laying on the couch and watching movies and eating ice cream. You know, like, but business owners, it's a lifestyle for us. We're not neglecting family and all that, but we're not letting momentum die. And then we got to build the momentum back up at the beginning of the year. No, I want to be on a high January 1st. But when you take breaks without anything in place to keep the momentum high, man, having to build that momentum back up is hard. And so what you want is systems in place where your momentum never dies, right? So you can start scheduling out some social media posts for the next 2 weeks. This weekend, you can batch create and batch edit some content that will last you until the new year, that will keep you rolling frontward facing wise as far as what the people see. And then you're also doing some work on the internal of your business. I'd say decide who and how I want to publish for sure. Yes, content calendar is the move, and creating the EPK. I want y'all to look at Opus Clips if you're not familiar with it. OPUS Clips. I think it's Opus Clips Pro or something like that. But just Google it. It'll pop up. You can put long form content. You can upload like a video, and it will chop up that video and create reels for you and give you like 30 of them, depending on how long the video is. And not just chop it up, but make it look awesome. Put the text on the screen, the captions and everything, and it's ready to go. Now, some of them you might want to make longer or shorter, or, cut the beginning off, however you want to do that. But, and from the app, you can schedule your posts. Now that app becomes your editor and your social media manager. So let's start thinking about automation in our business. Let's start thinking about automation to take some of the mundane work or the small little things that now it's time to move on from. You've been doing it for a while now. You know how to do it. You do it well. You do it at a high level. Now it's time to kind of put that in the automated system. All right. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. So I heard Pierre say tour. Anybody else want to go on tour in 2025? I don't care if it's big or small, or if it's national, international, or just local. Joshua, you said you want to go on tour. What kind of tour are we talking about?
So I am writing a new book as well currently, and
what's it about?
It is a relationship book, poetry book on relationships, but the way I'm doing it, it's going to be a 3-part series, and the first book is going to be the sequel. And then the second release is going to be it's going to be an epic poem. And the third will go back to a list of poems, but the theme is kind of like it's I'm still working on the title, but the working title is Rhyme and Ballads Playlist.
So it's relationships, yeah?
Yes.
All right. Business-wise, what's your theme? What's your focus?
Business-wise,
what lane are you in?
Oh, like Sculpt the Roses company?
Yeah.
Business Lives, we are in mental health, faith, and the arts, as I would call it.
Okay. All right. And here's just an idea slash suggestion. Because it's going to be a lot of work making yourself a legend in your lane, because that's what you all need to do. To stand out, you need to become a legend in your lane. You know your lane that you're in. Or if you don't, you need to. You need to determine what your lane is. Not to say that you can't do anything other than that, but that needs to be what people know you for. That's what they'll call you for. All right, my lane is education. Cool. I'm gonna focus on that. Yes, I'll do this, that, third, but like people will call me for education in the arts. What'd you say yours was again, Joshua?
Mental health,
Mental
faith,
health.
and the arts.
Okay, got you. So in relation to that, what are you creating that will connect to the lane that you're in? Right? You're gonna go speak, you're gonna do workshops, you're gonna do this, that, and the third, you're gonna, all right. So what are you what product are you creating that supplements and adds value to the mental health space? You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want you to split your brain and split your time and split your efforts and and lessen the impact of the lane that you're in, because you're taking some attention away from and not adding to.
Right.
Does that make sense? You can have the desire to do a relationship series of books, but it may not be the time for it right now.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Because will it make sense when you're going hard and you're focusing in on mental health, and then you've introduced love and relationships, and then you're trying to figure out how not to confuse your supporters?
Right. And exactly to your point is the reason why I have more halted with this project. And the last I would say month and a half, it's really been evolving, and I've been taking my time getting really more detailed with the roots of what I want it to be and what it looks like and the specifics, and how, as to your point about the ebook, how I want to roll it out and how I can build traction with it, but as well, as you're also saying, connect it to my business and everything else. So it's not a fruitless passion, or I'm not, so to speak, wasting my time or efforts as much in a way. And so
Yeah.
I have really been kind of taking a step back and allowing everything to just continue to progress. But I know this project is something that's going to be big and helpful, and so I'm allowing it to take its time. So I'm just kind of still kind of moving it along in stages. But
For sure. Yeah.
I receive that and appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Just speaking from experience, I knew that I wanted to do a festival from the beginning. you know. But through discipline, I said I'm going to put it on the back burner long enough for the demand to be created, long enough for the opportunity to present itself. Because the demand could be there, but the opportunity is the money isn't. But you're so pressed to do it that you jump into it and now you in debt.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Right? So let's again intentionality. Let's get a strong hold on our lane, because you're going to have to build that out. You're going to have to build your standing out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's going to take time and effort and focus for Joshua Clark to be known for mental health in the arts. It's going to take time to build relationships with mental health professionals and mental health organizations. Now, if you see the opportunity to say that relationships are a great, honing in on relationships is a great way to, you know, um, better
Mental health.
one's life and mental health. Okay. But let's somehow make a connection if you really want to do that book thing. But there has to be connections and interweavings, so you're not selling candy and selling books. You what you want is synergy,
Right.
where one adds value to the other.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? When I had Fighting Cancer with Poetry as a nonprofit, I knew I needed a for-profit, but I want to do something random and it made no sense. So that's where the Poet Life came in. And they work together. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So as I did things with the Poet Life, I could, if I did an event with the Poet Life, I could say, and the proceeds go to Fighting Cancer with Poetry. That drew eyes to Fighting Cancer with Poetry. And yeah, just so I'm never going to be the one to say, yeah, go. No, if I know I had the experience of, then I'm going to share with you best practice. Then it's up to you whether or not you take heed.
Mm-hmm.
So does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, man. Go deep in that lane, bro. That mental health thing is necessary, and they need creative resources. So be one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right, cool. So we got like 15 to 17 minutes left, man. Um, that's a representation of how time just is not a thing, you know. In the last bit of time, let's do a Q&A run. Let's do a Q&A run, and let's get clear. All right. So raise your hand if you have a question. If you want to, you can just drop it in the chat and I'll read it. But it's open to everybody. Let's talk about it. What you got?
Let me see.
What's your plans? What 2025 looking bright? How can I help you get clear on your 2025?
Okay. So when it comes to
Tour?
having, we say?
The tour or no?
No.
Okay.
When it comes to having more ROI, return on your investment within your business, I know the reach out emails is a good way to kind of put yourself out there in the documentation,
Mhm.
show and tell. You talked about that a lot. What is another key practice that will help start to plant the seeds of that ROI?
Gotcha. I'm glad you said that because I almost forgot. Glad you asked that question. Time to start making phone calls.
Mm.
It's time to start making phone calls, man. This is the most effective and the one that is a lot faster is hopping on the phone and just having a conversation with that secretary at the school, at the organization. And what's really cool about schools and organizations is they have, a secretary, and that secretary will patch you into the right person. So you won't even have to guess of who's you're sharing with them, who you are, and how you can add value to that school or organization. And they're like, oh, wow, that's beautiful. I think you need to speak with Mr. Johnson, the program director. Some will patch you in right to the principal.
Mm-hmm.
And the cool thing about the secretary is now they're your mouthpiece. You done told them all about yourself and how great you are and all of what you have to offer, and now they either got you on hold or they then said they'll get back to you, but they are going to go and present you to the necessary person. Is the phone call. Now let's hold off, let's pause at the phone call. Let's put that in our weekly routine. Call, and let's make it easy. Call one organization or school once a week. Not once a day, once a week. And that's for everybody. It's one phone call a week. This is be scary at first. I get it. But after the first one, it's a lot less scary. After the second one, you're getting you're getting a hand of it. All right. Hi, my name is Christoph Jenkins, the founder and creator of. That's why that first part is so important. Like they're excited that they're talking to the CEO of the company. They don't know that you mom and pop right now. Right? They're talking to the CEO of a company and they don't want to mess up. So they're going to pass on that information because they don't know how valuable what you have to offer is. Right? So make one phone call, choose the day out of the week based on your schedule. I encourage you to do it on Monday.
Yeah.
Because now it has all week to live and breathe.
Mm-hmm.
You got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, for it to finally get to that person. Now, here's the thing. When they say, I think you need to speak to Mr. Johnson, you're not gonna say hi, thank you and bye. Do you mind if I, even if they patch you over, still get their email address and then boom, shoot them an email. Now you got them double time. They either got your email and or they got the message from Ms. Jenkins at the front desk. Right? I was coaching somebody I was coaching a group of poets a few weeks ago, and I told them, all right, now it's time to start calling. And I said, all right, so they're in the West Coast, so they're 3 hours behind. So it was 4 o'clock, 4 o'clock their time and like 7 o'clock my time. And I just got on the phone and let them listen. Right then and there, we got a discovery call, that one phone call. I said, what are y'all focused on? Mental health. All right, let's go to Google, find the closest mental health organization. All right, got the phone number, called it. It's just like that. It's nothing spooky, nothing too deep. Right then and there, the secretary literally patched us over to the right person. The right person picked up. And he was like, who is this? You know, one of those, who is this? Then it's just this of LLC. And I noticed that you all do some great work in mental health. Wanted to know if you saw the value in incorporating the arts and self-expression into how you do what you do ultimately. Like, sounds intriguing. Yeah. Would it be possible for us to schedule a discovery call if right now is not a good time? Because they might say, let's talk about it now. And then it's right there. So that's one way. Then the other way is, whatever it is that you want to do, go do it for exposure and for practice and on the job training. Go do it. If you want to speak more, go speak. If you want to speak more, go to the local high school and go talk to some kids and document your process and build a relationship at that school. Oh, you did well. Cool. You might get the graduation speech, or you might get the conference, whatever they got coming up. But here's the thing, what it really is all about, it is quite simply about building relationships. It's not even about selling anything. Entrepreneurship is not about selling anything. It's about building relationships. So ask yourself, how often can I build a relationship? How often can I initiate a relationship and then build that relationship? Can you do that once a week? So I'll replace make a phone call, because that's just like scary. But can you make a phone call to initiate a relationship? Tamara, go for it.
So for me, even though I haven't started the implementation
Yeah.
process of programming, I've had 2 people say to me, like, basically they're looking forward to see what comes from my residency, and they're interested in taking it to other public housing locations. And so that's kind of like a little pressure, and I got like some shoes to fill. But what is my question exactly?
Well, let me help you out real quick. To ease the pressure and the nervousness, bring somebody on with you that has done it before.
Mm-hmm.
And leverage their confidence. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't have to do none of this alone. That's why it's so important to charge well, because now you can bring somebody on that's more knowledgeable to make sure that you do an amazing job. I have a poet student, Aubrey. He got a grant to do some work at a school. He baked me into the grant as his business advisor to make sure not just that he does well, but that it takes off. So, large grant paid me $2,500 to meet with him on a regular basis. You see what I'm saying? Like that's vision right there.
Right.
That is selflessness right there. That's self-investment right there. All right. So you know somebody that is knowledgeable that can walk you through this, and now the pressure's off. You can breathe and make it something awesome. But go ahead. Did it come to you?
I well, I know one thing that was a concern is in my community was to not make the programming so educational based
Yes.
and to make it like visual. I have a few ideas like incorporating painting with poetry, like creating a poem and then creating an illustration to go with it.
Is it for youth?
It's for all ages.
Got it. So that means you need to break it down in tiers and age ranges and not do one brushstroke across all ages. You understand? So the activities need to mirror the age ranges so it makes sense. And don't lead with the art, lead with conversation. Right? Don't go in there. All right, this is what we're about to do. Oh, let's talk. What's going on? What's going on in y'all lives? Depending on how long this series is, it might take a few weeks for y'all to just be talking. They got a lot on their mind, got a lot in their life, a lot on their plate. Right? And you all just talking breaks down barriers, lowers the who are you, right? And gives you all plenty to write and paint about. Right? Third weekend. All right, we talked until we can't talk no more. Let's try another route. Let's write something. Who's the rapper in the room? There's always one. Everybody's gonna point to that one. You see how you're relating to, you see what I'm saying? And it might not be paint and it might not be poetry. What do y'all like to do? Let's not be so prideful in poetry that it has to be the headliner. Because again, it's not about us, the poet. It's about who we're serving. That makes sense?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Beautiful. LaToya.
Yes, I'm wondering, especially just for any of the services I'm offering, especially since I keep saying I want to go the corporate route. Now that can mean for the staff. Do you think it would be confusing if I say, hey, I can offer these services to your employees or staff and the populations you serve? Or do you think it would be best to kind of like prioritize one population over the other?
Not so much prioritize, separate.
Say more.
Separate, meaning have an offering focused on the employees and the staff, and have an offering to those who they serve.
Again, kind of expound a little bit
Okay.
more.
So the employees focuses on how to make their environment more fun, creative, so the retention stays low. Or is it high? I always get that mixed up. You know what I mean, though. Right? To make them stay and not want to leave, which means they love their work environment now, right? So you can have an offering that creates what do you call it? Team building
and rapport and
all those
all that,
terminologies, right?
morale.
Offering that does that, morale. That's what I was trying to get to, right? Where example, when do the employees get to let their hair down and express themselves through what they have a passion for? What if you did an employee open mic?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the employee. All right, who are they serving? They're serving mental health or whatever the lane is.
Right.
But now your offering is focused on them.
So the objectives are different.
Completely.
Yeah.
Right? The employees don't need to focus on mental health. I mean, they might.
Yeah.
Just in a different way. Because, they suffer from mental health because of the job.
But how I frame the services, that's
Correct.
where I'm trying to get at, so that I'm not overwhelming them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think
Sure.
that's been part of, and that's also where ChatGPT, I say it wrong every time. ChatGPT
We all do.
is
It's a B in
helpful.
there. It's GPT,
Yeah.
so.
But I think that's where it's also been helpful to like really put the language,
Yes.
to help explaining these things, and also that it helps tease out the objectives and the benefits, to those services and stuff. So that helps. I think I knew that, but I just sometimes it's just finding the language, and like, yeah, my elevator pitch and all of that is something I definitely need to develop.
Yeah.
But yeah, so thank you. That's really helpful.
Yeah. So then that's where the market research comes in. And so look at the chat. And Cherie says, well, I work in corporate wellness professionally. Corporate wellness. I've never heard of such. Look for a DM for me, Cherie.
Thank you. Yeah.
Because she has the answers. She knows the pain points. She knows what they need. And now you will know when you connect with her how to solve their issues. You already know going in now. You see what I'm saying? So answer your own questions by building relationships with people already in that lane and in that department. Now you're in a discovery call, you got all the answers. But you're still listening like you have none of the answers. And all your answers are solutions to their problems. So everybody in the chat, do me a favor, drop your IG. Everybody drop your IG. Cherie said, I am Cherie Jade. We're definitely reaching out to you for sure. Hey, listen, I'm excited about these chapters, y'all. But I will say before we close out, I know we overtime on like 3 minutes. If you have not, one, I'm sure you've seen the roadmap. If you have not started to binge watch the podcast, you need to, because you will know the many possibilities of poetry. You need to have that within you so you can articulate and know the many possibilities of poetry. Okay. There's a whole episode on that hotel residency with Cubs the poet. He's crushing it that way. So podcasts, go watch it. Use the holiday, just listen or watch. The classes. That's Step number 2, jump in those classes, transform your mindset. From the classes, consider hopping into, now that your mindset has changed, hop into the next cohort. It is 3 Mondays out of the month where we're going to ultimately establish and build your poetry business. You will transform from a poet to a poetry business owner. All right, so let's not just be in the network and just be in the network. Let's actually take the steps that are there to make progress in record time. Okay, so January is open. We're only taking 8 poets a month. We want to keep those cohorts as intimate as possible. And if you need answers in relation to how it was and all that good stuff, Lady Rose was in the last one. She can share with you. All right. She got a certificate emailed to her, but she'll also receive a physical certificate in the mail as well. All right. Let's keep on going. Right. You don't have to be stagnant if you don't want to. Cool. If y'all are good, I'm good. I had an awesome time. Thank y'all for carving out time and prioritizing this time and prioritizing yourselves, because this is what it takes. And I look forward to seeing you all go and grow. All right. Appreciate y'all. Share this video from our YouTube channel with everybody that you know. And y'all have an awesome night. All right.
Thank you again.
Good night, everyone.
Appreciate
I'm
y'all.
about
If
to
I don't
follow
see you,
y'all.
yes,
All right.
indeed. If I don't see y'all, Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
I'm
Yes,
about to
indeed.
shoot you an email, Christoph.